Good morning from my icy boat. It is, I think, 10 minus today. I just woke up and here is my anchor that I used yesterday to crash some of the ice on the side of the boat where it is coldest and where my pump doesn't manage to hold the water open. So I had to use some sheer force. But it's beautiful. I'm so impressed by all this ice and snow. It's many years ago since we had something like this. You know, I grew up in a part of Sweden where it was snow and ice all winter. But here in Stockholm, and you know, times have changed. So we rarely see this anymore.
So I have some sandwiches and fruits going on here. Welcome to my boat. For you who don't know me, I am Linda. I do sailing courses for women and I sailed around the world 2016 to 19. And this is my Swedish boat. I have another boat. I have a Oceanis 473 in Trinidad. But this is my beloved boat that I did a long sail with my kids in. When I bought my big boat, Peristera, I thought maybe I should sell this one. I can't have two boats. And then my daughter said, "Oh no, mother, you cannot sell it. It is my childhood home." So, what could I do? Of course, I had to keep it. And I think she was right, because I use it now for sailing courses in Sweden. It's perfect for that, because it's a 32 feet. It is not that big. It's more easy to handle for people that are training. To take water from, because it's too cold. Water is to pick up with the canisters, and these ones, they actually come from Canary Islands. When I was there in 2004, we bought water in them, just drinking water, and they have lasted since then. Talking about plastic and pollution and too much material that are supposed to just be thrown away. I need to fill up more water, and I have taken away the ice, most of it anyway, but I can at least open the hatch. If you want to have your boat in water over winter, there is two ways to do it. One way is to keep the heating on inside. And if you know it's warm inside, of course, you can have all system going. You can have your drinking water and your toilet. But the thing is, you are dependent on electricity. So if of some reason the electricity is cut off, which of course happens when it is a really, really cold day, then of course everything can break. And also, if you have less heating on when you're not on board, then you must make sure that there are circulation of air, of warm air in the boat. So don't close any hatches to cupboards where there are water hoses inside, because then maybe you will have freezing degrees inside the cupboard. Or you prepare it to be frozen, empty all water, drinking water and the toilet and everything that can freeze. And then you have to take care of the engine, the cooling water in the engine. And the inner system, of course, it's easy to have it mixed with coolant, but the outer system is more complicated, because you can't have the coolant all the way out. It is a little risky, it can be a little risky to close the valves. I have heard the recommendation that you can take slices of thick foam and put that through the through hulls. So if the water would freeze inside the through hull, that foam will take care of the ice expansion. I haven't tried it myself, but it is a reliable person that told me that. I have had this boat since 2003, and it is called Tormulen. And Tormule is a bird, a razorbill, and you can see that behind me, that the former owner, the first owner, he was doing intarsia on the hatches. And so it's not penguins, it's razorbills. This boat was made 1977, so it's a lot of plastic in Tormulen, and I've had her frozen into the water many winters. It was in a narrow strait between two small islands in Stockholm city, and the ice was laying still there. And then there is no danger for the hull. Here it's a whole other story, because here the ice lays inside the small harbor, but outside. This is Stockholm city, and there are ferries going back and forth all the time, and the swell comes in under the ice, cracks it, makes very, very sharp ice flakes of it that bounce into the boats. This marina, we have our own sauna floating here. And if we walk around here, I will show you something. Because when you are enough heated, you can come out here and take a bath. So this is my boat. I stay here now a couple of days or maybe weeks because it is so extremely cold. So yeah, I just don't dare leave it alone, because one of my pumps that keep the hull free from ice just stopped working the other day. And then when I came back, I couldn't take it up because the cables and the ropes that it was attached to the boat with, they were frozen into the ice. And the ice was all the way to the boat, so there was no way for me to take up the pump. At first I bought this blue pump, 250 watt. Then I bought the red one, which is a little stronger, 400 watt. So here's my pump. It's been down in the water here, and as you can see, where the water here in the stern is free from ice, but then if you look further on, so the turbulent water doesn't stretch all the way over there. Well, this is where the water surface was, and then you get these kinds of ice flakes. You see, the thing is, many other people, they have attached their pump to some kind of wooden construction, because where the water comes out, if I would take away that, for example, if I would bend it down, then the whole pump would start to rotate. Yeah, so this is why I have one rope in each end here. Just as far as I can see, now the water is going more forward. So hopefully it will prevent that ice from fusing together again. Since the boat is not very well isolated. The snow melts close to deck and then it pours down here and creates those ice. And my neighbor here on the other side, he has a pump in the front. The other day it actually held the water open over to my side too, but not today. It's colder today. And then that aluminum boat also has a very powerful pump, so that one keeps the water open. But if you look closely, you can see there are many boats who have pumps. You can see that sailing boat behind the Swedish flag. They have that construction with wood, so the pump stays steady and doesn't start to rotate. And this morning I took the anchor and crushed the ice.
Take it easy.
To keep me warm here, I have one heater under the table, and there you can see the hole for the diesel heater, and it is very efficient. So under the table here it's very warm, but to make it even warmer I have put a yoga mat under the carpet. And here is my little sleeping cabin. There is one heater here. I also have an electrical blanket that keeps me warm at night. There is lots of condensation if you heat up a boat with bad isolation. That's why I put 2 bottles between the mattress and the hull daytime to create some circulation. The roof is quite well insulated. You see it's like 5 centimeters here, but of course the glass has no insulation. And then back here, or actually the front, there is a piece of insulation with a blanket on, because here in the front some kind of storage room, it is so cold and damp, and when I fold this down I can feel the cold air coming from it, so we put that back again. And because of the condensation I don't close the door to the wardrobe. All the other storage compartments here that don't have any circulation, any ventilation, they get very damp. And you see what I've done here is that I have put insulation closest to the hull, and then this is a plastic mat from the little cottage that I had with my kids many years ago. Yeah, it makes it drier, but still I need to put everything in plastic bags. There are so many electrical cables. This is one that goes back to the pump, and then there is one going down in the aft cabin. These ones, they go down into where the sockets are, and since they go through the opening here I need to have a towel to insulate. But today actually the sun has started to warm up. It's middle of February now, so you can feel that there is some warmth in the air. In a couple of days though it's going to be cold again. Lots of boats who need electricity. This is my boat. More cables to his pump. Lots of cables here. More cables here. The sun-warmed cables digs its way down to the ice. I suppose you know what I mean when I say that memories quite often consists of very small, everyday events that seem so unimportant when they happen, but then they are a big part of your memories afterwards. And one of those little events now is that the fresh water inside the boat, it is so very cold. The water is stored down below, very close to the hull, and on the outside it is 1, 2, 3 degrees. When you take the water from the tub, you can hardly drink it because it is so cold, and you can definitely not rinse your mouth after you have brushed your teeth, because you cannot have it around your teeth because it is so cold. And another thing, I had made food in the oven, and then the pan, I put it, you put water in it to make it soak, and then I put it out in the cockpit, and then the next day it was ice inside. It was an ice block to take away. I do have electrical heaters here, but I also have a diesel heater that is enormously efficient and super good, but it consumes quite a lot of diesel, and I just hope that the diesel will last until the ice goes away, because I cannot take the boat anywhere to go and get more diesel. And of course I can take it in canisters, but since I don't have a car, follow me out and check if the pump is working. It's too dark to see the pump, but you can hear it, can't you? Said to be the last sunny day for a while, so I'll have my lunch outside. It's cold. Maybe I'm that kind of spoiled Western person that should be inside when it's this kind of weather. We have so much grey weather in Sweden, and whole January was like we had this kind of grey lid just over the top of our heads. So this to have some sun is so great. I don't know if that exists in other countries, but in Sweden we talk about spring depression. It's when the spring comes, when the sun comes up and the days are longer, and then it's like you just have to be happy and rush out and take advantage of the warm weather and the possibilities to like be happy and take long walks, and then there are those people that feel that is too much. They rather stay home. I think the sun makes me happy.